All right, well, thank you for being with us and being part of this video. What we're going to be talking about today is controlling the sales interview. That's actually going to be in 4 sections. The first is preparation and product. The second is going to be the presentation. The third is going to be posture and practice. And the fourth is going to be prospecting and planning. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. And it's very important because controlling the sales interview, only to the degree that you're in control of the sales interview will you be in control of the outcome. And I think it's important when we talk about the sales interview, I almost think we'd be better off calling it the helping interview or the counseling interview, because our job really is not to go out and just sell. It's to go out and find out how many small businesses that we can help. So let's talk about first preparation and product. Are you prepared? And what does it mean to be prepared? Well, let's talk about that. Number one, if you're actually going to be in a presentation, are you speaking to the decision maker? Well, how do you know if it's a decision maker? You ask. Mr. Prospect, let me ask you a question. I appreciate the time that you've given for me next Tuesday, but let me ask you a question. If this is something that was in the best interest of your company, would you be the person that made that decision, or would you have to consult with someone else? And then based on the answer that they're going to give you, you don't want to spend your time or their time either if they really can't be in a position to make a decision. So in an ideal world, what you'd like to do is make sure that you're talking to the decision maker. How do you know that, you ask? Well, what do you know about the business? Are you going into the business cold? You're going into the business and you can say, Mr. Business Owner, Ms. Business Owner, tell me about your business. And that's a good thing. You want to find out about their business. But when you ask that question, you already ought to know something about their business. Have you been to their company website? How did you get a hold of them in the first place? Was it a referral? Did you ask the referral about their business? Have you done business at their business? Have you talked to anyone that has? Have you picked up a brochure to see what they do? Have you gone to websites like Manta.com to find out about that business and who the ownership is and a little bit else about the business, or maybe Reference USA and found out some other information? Have you Googled them? Have you found some other information about the business? What do you know? Have you done any business with any of their competitors? Do you know anything about their competitors? Have you gone to the Go Small Biz website and maybe looked in and put in similar type businesses and see if there's been questions and answers that have come up regarding those businesses? So these are things that you can do to find out about their business. What do you know about them as an individual? Did you get their referral from somebody else? You know, it's not that difficult to find out. You can, just ask somebody, tell me about them. Or you can go to those resources that I just mentioned to you just a second ago. Time and materials. Do you have all the information that you're going to need? Even though they may be a business that has 15 or 20 employees and don't qualify for home-based business plan or an LPSE, do you have that material with you, because the interview may take a different direction? Do you have an application? Sounds like a simple thing, but I've seen so many people end up in an interview and they don't even have the basic materials. Do you have those materials in a place where they're easy to find and you're not fumbling through a whole lot of papers so that you're going to look professional? The product. Do you understand the product? How do you know if you understand the product? Well, you need to use the product. You need to be a product of the product. And so understand how the product is used. Be at the training, be at the events, be at the things so that you can learn about how to use the product. What problems does the product solve? Do you understand that? And then let's wrapping that up. Do you use the product? To me, I think it's a very simple process. If you're going to have success marketing something, I think you can't do that over a long term without really believing in what you're doing. But how do you believe in something if you don't understand it? How do you understand it if you don't use it? And how can you possibly use it if you don't own it? So I have a very simple philosophy. Own it, use it, understand it, believe in it, market it, and help that small business owner, and be prepared by preparing yourself and having an understanding of the product. Okay, now you're prepared, you understand the product, but what about your presentation? Because if you don't do a good presentation, then you're not going to be in control of the sales interview. And if you're not in control of the sales interview, then you're not going to make sales and you're not going to help anybody. The company's not going to have money to invest. You're not going to earn a commission. Go Small Biz and our law firms are not going to have a client. And most of all, and the biggest of all, the member has not been helped at all. The prospective member hasn't been helped at all.